Have you ever heard couples say, "Oh, the engagement period was so cool. I wish I could go back"? Says quite a bit about their current relationship, doesn't it? Not really flattering. Figuratively speaking, the Hebrews were communicating this to Jesus Christ by aiming to go back to Judaism. And Christianity has done just this. It went back to Judaism theologically by teaching that Christians are covenant people, and also practically by imitating the temple ceremonies and even the sacrifices. And Christ is not only a better mediator, but a mediator of better institutions. More after the trailer. So, what are these institutions? The covenant, the sanctuary, and the sacrifice. The first verses of chapter 8 are really just a continuation of chapter 7 and show that A. Christians have the real thing versus the shadow on earth, and B. that Christ's ministry has to be heavenly because there is already a divinely appointed priesthood on planet Earth. So, as a side note, when churches imitate priestly ministry here on earth, they don't obey the Lord but deny Christ's heavenly priesthood. But all this has to do with a much deeper misconception which is solved in understanding the new covenant. A covenant, by the way, is a deal, an agreement between two persons or parties. But there's a little problem. There was already a deal in force. So in order to explain the new covenant, the writer must take a step back and explain why the first one is nullified and abolished. First, because it lacked finality, that is, it was good but not final. Like the engagement, it's a great thing but not the end goal. Furthermore, the first covenant also lacked capacity. In other words, it told the Israelites what to do but gave them no strength to actually do it. It's like a great V-dub without gas. Okay, so the old covenant with Israel did not work, so God made a new covenant with the ecclesia, the bridal church, right? Whoa, wait. God does not throw his people on the rubbish heap. We may be like that, doesn't work anymore, throw it away. But who is the new covenant made with? Read carefully, there's no talk of the church here. The old covenant was made with the Israelites' fathers, and the new covenant is made with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So also Israel. Okay, but where will the church find its proper place? Quite frankly, there is no place for it on earth. That's why we are a heavenly people. That's the point. The ecclesia is called out of the world and is the heavenly part of the kingdom, but the earthly kingdom will emanate from Israel. Israel belongs to the earth, and the ecclesia will reign with Christ from heaven. And this heaven is spoken about in chapter 9. The sanctuary that was on earth was a material sanctuary. All the things in it were so beautiful and glorious, but they were proof that man still had no access to God. The Holy of Holies was still closed. Only once a year could the high priest go inside to put blood on the mercy seat. That's the centerpiece of chapter 9, the blood on the mercy seat. It had to be renewed again and again, which proves that this institution was not complete, that it did not really ease the conscience. Imagine if the blood dries up. But now in our heavenly sanctuary, Jesus Christ has entered as a human into a sanctuary that is not built with hands. He entered there with his own blood, atoning for our guilt and giving us a clear conscience forever. This is a much better sacrifice, and it leads us to chapter 10. The blood gives us a clear conscience, but the sacrifice makes us perfect, even though we're getting better because we are already perfect. It doesn't sound logical, but this is the truth. God sees you in Christ Jesus. He has accepted his sacrifice, and therefore you are perfect. And how you put this into practice, we'll see in the last few chapters.
This was Hebrews 8 to 10. Wow, we're making progress, and thank you so much for your prayer support, for your financial aid, and for little encouragement that you sent via email and Instagram. Thank you so much. Don't forget to grab your workbook and dive deeper, and I would say see you in the next video.